Cody Rhodes' plans for Mania in question. Is AEW on the verge of hiring more ex-WWE female talent? And is Triple H the reason for more superstar content freedom? I guess we got something to talk about. So let's roll that mother effing intro. Bam.
Free fall as I dive through the kaleidoscope in my mind. No rope up the climb. Gotta remind myself that I'm fine. Mama, I don't really want to.
Episode 2 and Dizzle got something to discuss. So, of course, since we all have been talking about Cody Rhodes, he has not been somebody who has been lacking in the conversation spectrum of the IWC. And since we are getting closer to WrestleMania, it is no surprise that he's even more so in the media now. And for this reason alone, Cody Rhodes may or may not be at WrestleMania. Of course, it was always speculated that he would actually be at WrestleMania and he would be potentially an opponent for Seth Rollins. I don't even know if potentially is a word, but it doesn't matter because we're here. Anyway, he was speculated to have gone on to Raws leading up to WrestleMania, but of course he never showed up. Now, it has also been speculated that he could be Rollins' opponent per the introduction via Vince McMahon. Now, it has been reported that Cody Rhodes may or may not be at WrestleMania. And the reason for that is not because WWE doesn't want him there, but because it may be a decision based solely on Rhodes himself. Now, obviously, if Rhodes did debut at WrestleMania, he would obviously be at the Mania, the Raw after Mania, which is no surprise because if you have a match and you're debuting there, you're not going to really have time to talk. You may, but I doubt it. So they would save all the talking points and the huge promo for the Raw after Mania. So my thing is, I don't think, and if this is Cody Rhodes' decision, I would think that he would not want to debut in a match. I think that he would want to potentially build his re-debut in the ring in WWE by just doing what he potentially does best. And that would be the fact of him getting on the mic, saying what he has to say, probably going over what led to him leaving, what led to him coming back, so on and so forth, and what his plans were moving forward for the future within WWE. So my thing is this, and this is what I'm led to believe, is that he may not be at Mania. And I think that it benefits him more to debut on the Raw after Mania. Now, who Rollins' opponent would be, I don't know. I don't know. If it's not going to be Cody Rhodes, I don't know who it would be. But it seems to me that, and it's not going to be a waste on whether or not Cody Rhodes show up or not. It's more so on the fact that I think he may have a different plan for himself, which it also means that he may have some type of creative freedom if this is led to be the case. And if that's so, then that means that WWE may be going in a different direction of a more positive variety, which actually means it would benefit the superstars moving forward. And I would hope that's the case because that means a better WWE product moving forward for the fans. So I'm actually hoping that he doesn't show up at Mania. I'm actually hoping that he shows up at the Raw after Mania and we get the jump off from that point, because if there is no build, does the match really mean anything? Because at this point, it would just mean a loss for Rollins automatically. The moment that Rhodes shows up at Mania, that means that he is going to beat Rollins, no question. So let's keep everything a mystery. Have him miss Mania altogether, show up at the Raw after Mania, be good to go. Same thing for Bayley. There's no reason for Bayley to show up at Mania. I mean, that's that. I know she was potentially rumored to be at Mania as well, but nah, it doesn't need to happen unless she's just showing up to do a quick one-shot spot and that's it, but not to have a match or nothing like that. Now, along with women of the WWE variety, we go to Nixon Newell and Athena, formerly Ember Moon, as well as Tegan Knox of WWE/NXT. Now, in light of Toni Storm's debut in AEW, it was rumored and reported that there were talks between one Athena and AEW. Now, not as strongly as there were for Toni Storm and AEW, but talks nonetheless. So, and in Nixon Newell's situation, she more so has a visa issue, which is why she hasn't been seen in, I guess, the American side of professional wrestling. Now, I don't know if that is leading us to believe that she's trying to make her way over here so that way she can debut somewhere, or if, she's just having issues with that. I don't know what to be true on that end. But with Toni Storm debuting in a qualifying match to get into the tournament, that's a good thing, because I didn't realize there were actually going to be qualifying matches for the Owen Hart tournament, which is a huge positive, because it means they're not starting the tournament until, of course, obviously after they have all the participants, but they're not trying to rush it either. So that means that we may potentially see a whole lot of women from all over the place competing just to get in the tournament. So with Nixon Newell and Athena both being named in the rumors and the reports, I am more than 90% sure that we will see both of them. More so Athena than Nixon Newell. Now, if her visa issue was going on, I'm pretty sure that they'll probably get that fixed and find a way to slot her in. But I do believe we will see both Athena and Nixon Newell, but not only them. I believe we will see potentially a Mia Yim as well, and maybe a Scarlett Bordeaux in this tournament. More so Mia than Scarlett, obviously. And that's mainly due to the fact that the tournament itself is not fully established because of the fact that there are qualifying matches. So I look forward to being right in this, and I look forward to coming back and talking about it once they actually do debut. Now, when that happens, I have no idea, because I don't know how long it's going to take for them to do all these qualifying matches, whether they're going to try to expedite the process of this, because I know the tournament's going to take its time. But as far as the qualifying matches, I don't know how they're going to spread this out, because we only got one match so far, and that was on Dynamite. So if we get one tonight on Rampage, cool. But it seems like they're going to be doing one a show. So it's going to take some time. You're talking about 16 matches. Well, now 15. So, yeah. Now, of course, the last bit of news that I have has to do with one Mr. Triple H, Paul Levesque himself. Now, of course, for those of you, I'm pretty sure you already know, leading up to what news has been floating around today with him having his quote unquote emotional return to WWE, and him having or him being the surprise by John Laurinaitis to all the superstars in WWE. Triple H was the one to bring in Nick Khan to talk about the superstars getting their freedom as far as the content creation outside of WWE. Now, of course, most of you will know, and for those of you who don't know, WWE had an issue with superstars having their own platforms, whether it be Twitch, YouTube, whatever, on Instagram, Cameo. They had an issue. I don't know if it was because they were making money outside of WWE, or because of they were worried about what could potentially happen that could defame WWE or be to WWE's detriment. So they basically gave them a cease all content creation outside of WWE. And this led to Zelina Vega being, released. And of course, she's back as well now. This led to AJ Styles having to shut his Twitch channel down. And more so with everybody else outside of Xavier Woods, who was allowed to keep his up, down channel, because he now basically ran that under the WWE banner. But those that were signed to WWE were supposed to be the ones that were banned from doing that outside of NXT superstars. See, Triple H allowed anybody who was signed to specifically NXT to keep their channels. Adam Cole was able to keep his. Johnny Gargano was able to do what he wanted to do. Anybody, I believe it was Dakota Kai who had hers, that she was able to keep hers up, and anybody else that was running theirs, they were able to keep theirs. So I believe personally that Triple H coming in, I believe that he probably sat down with Nick Khan and had a conversation with him to kind of build morale this way, because what better way to come in and show the position that you had in the eyes of the superstars as a leader than to give them something that doesn't really seem to hurt the company at all, but it allows them to express themselves and allows them to be more connected with the fans rather than vilifying them for having something outside of what was going on within the WWE, because it can be stressful, I'm sure. But in this situation, I wholeheartedly believe that Triple H is 125% the catalyst behind this, because it wasn't talked about until the news of Triple H's return. Now, of course, I'm sure to help save face for Nick Khan, because he's been looked at as the villain, which I still say fuck Nick Khan. But I think he brought him on and basically talked to the superstars as if it was a mutual decision between both Triple H as well as the other higher ups in WWE. So that way they're not all vilified and made to be looked at as the hard asses that just care about money and don't give a shit about the superstars. But I believe that this is all a Triple H thing. And I think if this is the way that we're going in there, they're allowing him to have somewhat more power outside of what he was allowed to do in NXT. This may be a good look again for the future of WWE, for the superstars, for the fans universally, because of the fact that if Triple H is allowed to have some type of power and hold some type of reign within the company, he's going to be the one that the superstars trust the most. And I think once you have a leader you can trust, then you're able to connect with the people under you and able to get the results that you want to get for everybody involved, rather than just change up with everything, not allow people to be who they need to be and want to be, basically just being automatons, just being controlled along the way to complete a narrative just for an audience of one. But in this instance, I think if Triple H is able to get what he needs to get done, we may get a better WWE product. So with that said, that's all I got for you. I'm sure I'll be on here a lot more this weekend because of what's going to be going on. And who the fuck knows what's going to happen. But I'm hoping for the best. Just like I said, I don't want WWE to die. I do want them to flourish because it's something that I hold dear to me, and a lot of you, I'm sure, hold dear to yourselves as well. But in this instance, yeah, it's been good news all around. Now, it may not be in the Cody Rhodes sense for WWE, but I like it. If he doesn't show up at Mania, I'm cool with it. So, but regardless of the fact, if you want to open the discussion more, leave all your comments and questions and concerns down below. Whether you loved it, hate it, don't forget to rate, thumbs up, thumbs down, hit the notification bell to be notified on anything that we drop here on the Average Gamers channel. But most importantly, tag that mother effing subscribe button. And until you see this beautiful face, this handsome face, and hear this immaculate voice like caramel, I bid you all adieu. And until next time, you beautiful, beautiful mother effers, tag the fucketh.
Dollars make a way to make a change. Gotta be insane to make them same mistakes again. So I'm switching lane to lane. Pray the curb don't scrape.